What's good, everybody? Artemis TCG here, back again with yet another One Piece TCG video. Before we get into this, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of August, so any help is appreciated. But anyways, we got OP13 early deck lists, starting with a leader we all know and love, OP7 Jewelry Bonnie. Now, if you don't know what this leader does, you must be living under a rock or must be new to the game, which is fine. When your opponent attacks, you may rest one Dawn to rest one of your opponent's leaders or characters, so basically gatekeeps them from having an additional attack. Obviously, they can play around this, especially in the early game, but overall this has been one of the most consistent leaders ever since release, although it has yet to really get over the top. It gets tops, but never first. So some new changes here. For those of you who only play OP11, we now run this. This replaces the 2-cost Rosinante blocker. We also run this, which is really nice for hand filtering, especially since this deck does like to brick a lot, just with all the top end we're running. Now, a lot of... Actually, no, I think this has always been a staple. I was about to say, like, I was trying to remember off the top of my head if OP12 still runs Hody, but they 1000% do. And now, but the new cards from OP13, for those of you who have already seen OP12, are the Shanks. This Shanks is really cool because it basically gives you a second turn. You can just use all that Dawn to equip and stuff, and then guarantee yourself a Dawn or 2, or even 3 if you really want to play around Hody for your leader ability. And just having a really nice, like, 12k body is also, like, really nifty. And then this as well. This being so much better than this, except this searches. Very, very great 3-cost blocker. We do cut down on Arujas though, which is interesting, at least in this list, but I can sort of see it because we have so much mid-range already. We also don't run the 4-cost, let's search for it, the 4-cost Basil Hawkins from the starter deck. This one right here, probably not necessary. So, how many 2Ks are we running? 1, 8, 12. Okay, yeah, I see why. We have enough 2Ks already. Okay, now we have the new Red Blue Ace. Now, if you guys don't know what this one does, you may trash one card from hand during your opponent's attack and give their leader or character minus 2k power until end of that battle. So, very defensive leader, and whenever you receive damage or when your 6Ks KO'd, you may draw cards. So yes, very, very defensive leader. You run lots of searchers and lots of blockers. You run 2 Ezo searchers, lots of blockers. You have this Marco, which is really, really insane because on KO you just get to draw 2 cards. You run this Vista, who's just a chump blocker. A lot of these cards are going to be in the ST22, so definitely get excited for that if you live in the West, because we haven't gotten it yet. Flame Emperor, a classic, gives your ace double attack. And then this new gate as well, really, really interesting. A 10-cost blocker that draws 2, trash 1. It gives one of your leaders or characters up to 2 rested Dawn, which really works well with this one because Dawn times 2 when attacking. You KO something 3k or less, so you can KO your chump blocker. Overall, very defensive deck that relies on making your leader extremely, extremely big. Although do be careful because it is a 3-life leader. Alright, now we have the deck I'm most interested in as a Bello Betty player, is this red Black Sabo. If you have 4 more life cards, give this leader minus 1000 power, so he's a 4k leader when he's at full life or second to full life. He is a 5 life dual color leader, which is very, very interesting. And Dawn times 1, if you have a character with 8 cost or more, all your characters in leader gain plus 1000 power. Yeah, definitely a really interesting mid-range deck right here, and can definitely abuse cards that you might be very familiar with in Bello Betty, like this Karasu. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for this one. This dragon is a really, really cool card that we are getting next set, actually. You can cheat out this new card, who is a blocker, active main. One of your characters gain plus 2 cost until the end, and give one of your arrested Dawn cards to your leader. So yeah, super duper nifty, and a lot of this stuff is hard to remove because they do gain lots and lots of cost. If you guys know me in real life, you guys might know how much I rant about this even being a new leader coming out soon. And I get it, the original RG Luffy is being rotated out soon, but seriously, we really didn't need another one. Because low-key, this one just doesn't seem very interesting to me. It is definitely a more defensive leader, like very similar to Red Green Odin. What it does is if you have 5 or less active Dawn cards on your field, you may rest any number of your active Dawn, and then basically on your opponent's attack, just gain 2k power for each Dawn that was rested by this effect, so you can just guard out of a lot of attacks here. It's a nifty idea, but I don't think it's really going to be all that great. It does low-key lose to cards like this Dead Man's Game that we're getting in OP12, as well as Hody. I feel like you're better off playing like Bonnie or like Smoker or something that could actually have like more offense instead of just being defensive and then just stalling for top end and stuff. Now this is the deck that people are going to be most interested in. This deck is probably going to be the best deck in the format, if not one of the best decks in the format. If you have any Dawn cards on your field, give 1 Dawn that would be added during your Dawn phase to your leader. If you have 9 or less Dawn cards, give this leader minus 2000 power. However, it is a 5 life dual color leader, which we already saw with the red Black Sabo, except this one doesn't go down to 4k. At worst it becomes 5k, which is super duper interesting. And if you see all these new cards here, Dawn Ramp negates the effects of your leader, so it remains a 7k, and even buffs them up and weakens your opponent's characters. And then you have a bunch of ramp spells that you're probably familiar with if you played UP, and then some classic staples like this Roger and this Rayleigh, formerly played in Shanks, and then even some interesting cards like this Uta from ST23, as well as this Douglas Bullet, who is just a 2k vanilla, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just more small ramp and a searcher. But I do think the most fun deck to talk about today is actually this Bonnie right here. Your turn, once per turn, this effect can be activated when you play a character with trigger. Give up to 2 rested Dawn cards to your leader or one of your characters. So you can easily buff up a bunch of stuff, swing lots and lots of 7s at your opponent, and put a lot of pressure. And just look at all this. Everything in this deck except for this Kuma, which is insane in its own right, that we're getting next set, I believe. Yes, we are. It's all trigger, so you'll be able to do this basically every single turn unless you're healing with this, and then these triggers just have insane effects, whether they'd be on play or even their trigger effects. Everybody knows Rocket Luffy, everybody knows Nami, everybody knows this Nami. Oh, wait, we are running Zeus in here, which could make things a little awkward, but I feel like Zeus is pretty useful. There's also hand filtering with this Bonnie. I forgot to mention. This is really insane. As well as this new Bonnie, just putting a lot of pressure on your opponent. And even having like a decent trigger too. I don't think I would ever use the trigger, but we'll see. But overall, while this deck does lack board spam, unless you're like really lucky with the triggers. I'm surprised it doesn't run Satori. But yeah, I can see this deck definitely doing well at locals, and maybe even stealing a few regional tops here and there. It's definitely very interesting. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for us today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, like I said at the beginning, make sure you guys subscribe. Let's try and get to 300 by the end of August. Also, guys, really quick thing I wanted to mention is I've been streaming live on twitch.tv/ArtemisTCG. Please go ahead and drop a follow and check out my streams. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss one, because I don't have a set schedule yet. But yeah, I'm currently playing the ROM hack Mario Mon with my homie Pyro Man, and I'd really appreciate if you guys check that out. I'm also planning on doing a Master Duel Rookie to Master Rank grind, as well as some OP13 ranked sim later this month, so definitely stay tuned for all those projects. And yeah, guys, take care.